Hi there. Since I have called this series Intentional Yoga for Turbulent Times, I just wanted to start with some quick words about my intentions for this series. So, in the broadest sense, my intention for this series is just to share some of the teachings that have been so instrumental in my life. And to do so at a time of challenge and stretching. What a year it's been for so many of us. So much growth and so much invitation into stretching our capacities. So I wanted to share something that felt meaningful at this time. And my second intention would be to create an offering that was reflective of who I am and my experience in life. And something that felt particularly meaningful to me. So, first, I wanted to share something that was very accessible and convenient and doable, not too long because we're so busy, so many of us, and not so challenging that we do it and then feel discouraged. But something that felt very manageable yet impactful, and also something that we could take with us into our daily lives and practice. So each of these classes that I'm offering are self-contained. They build on each other a little bit, but they are self-contained experiences, and I invite people to use them and work with them in their daily life and take the practices that feel good and meaningful and work with those unique practices. Take the practices from each class that feel difficult and work even more with those practices, because often there's an invitation for growth in the more challenging practices. So my second personal intention, in addition to it being a accessible experience, is that I wanted to incorporate healing themes, because in my work as a therapist and in my own healing journey, I really have come to see healing as a spiral, and we come back to these themes repeatedly in our lives that we're invited to really embody. And so often, especially in the West, we do so much work in our minds. And I had a teacher many years ago who told me we think that we heal in our minds, but we actually heal in our hearts and in our bodies and in our cells. So I wanted to create an offering that allowed us to take these healing intentions and these themes around growth and evolution and expansion, to take those themes into our bodies, into practices that help us imbibe those themes. So the offering is classes that center around particular themes of healing and growth. And the third personal aspect of this offering is that I wanted to create journeys around specific intentions. Because again, I have found in my own work, in my life, and in work with clients, that when we set deep, heartfelt intentions, when we set intentions that are aligned with our deepest knowing, with our greatest good, when we really access our wisdom and set intentions from that place, we cannot help but grow towards them. It's as if the universe conspires to help us reach those intentions. Now, sometimes we don't know how the universe will conspire to help us. And sometimes it's not exactly what we were hoping for. It's not always easy or linear. But I have come to see and know that when we set those intentions, we will be delivered in that direction. So I wanted to create offerings that were accessible, self-contained, convenient yet impactful, that were centered around healing themes that we all work with, and that really invited each of us in every journey to connect with a personal intention, to bring that intention into in a way that's relevant into our everyday lives. And then on the most personal level, my intention for this series is to work through some of my fears around expressing and being seen and not hiding, and also to be less perfectionistic. So that's a little bit about my most personal intention with this offering. And that's why it's very fitting that we're starting the first journey around fear, working through fear. It's called Got Fear, Shine Anyway. And I can pretty much guarantee that none of these will be perfect. After I saw each of these videos, I thought I should re-record them. I could have made them much more polished. And I said, no, just do it and release. So that's part of my personal intention here. So a couple words about Sattva Yoga, which I mentioned in the intro video, but I just wanted to reiterate a couple of things. Anand Mehrotra founded this only about 15 years ago, this form of yoga. He is a young, fiery, amazing soul. And he channeled this practice in a way that is very evolutionary and integrative. And what that means to me is that he took many ancient practices from the Himalayan wisdom tradition, and he brought them into our lives in a way that's very palpable. It's very powerful. And so we have the option to incorporate breath work and asana, which is the kind of flow and poses that we're used to in the States, and laya, which are these flowing, gentle, heart-centered movements, and kriyas, which are these rapid, repetitive movements that ask us to go into deeper energy sources in the body. We use mudra, hand positions, eye positions. We use mantra, sounds, chants, and free movement. So it's a very integrative practice. It's a very alive practice. It allows for tremendous creativity, where teachers can use different kinds of music and can work the classes around different themes and can incorporate all of the different practices in ways to bring us through an experience, which is why often we call these journeys, sattva journeys, as opposed to classes, because they kind of deliver us to a different state. And they can be very short, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. They can be 2.5 hours, these journeys. So, and then a couple words about the class about fear today, and all classes. Listen to your body first and foremost. Push yourself in a good way, never in a painful way. Follow the rhythm of your own breath. Sometimes I say inhale, hold the breath in, and then I'll start talking. If that's too long to hold the breath in or to hold the breath out, come back to your own rhythm. Work with your own rhythm. Make these practices yours. At times, we'll talk about this in another class or two, but we're going to talk about moving the gaze, rolling the eyes up to the point between the eyebrows. And sometimes I do that automatically, and I think that my eyes are closed, but they're actually open and fluttering. I never knew that until I saw the video, so I just invite you not to worry about that or freak out. It looks a little weird. My eyes are rolled up, and sometimes, you'll see my eyes fluttering, and again, it looks a little weird, but that's just part of that gaze upwards, and that happens sometimes. So with that said, I invite you to enjoy and release. My teacher, one of my favorite quotes of his, of many, is, "In every moment we can choose to be safe or to be free." In every moment we can choose to be safe or to be free. I said this in the intro video as well. So I invite you in this practice and in your lives to choose freedom. To choose freedom whenever possible, to surrender to the moment, to lighten up, to laugh, to marvel at this wonder of life, and to enjoy. So thank you so much again, and I'm sending so much love. Take care.